Okay. So this first one is actually going to be a question about the White House. So I'm gonna need for you to put on your realtor hat or your appraiser hat, just to see if you know the answers to this. So literally, this is some White House weird but true trivia. So I got a picture of the front of the White House. This is the back of the White House, the left front side and the right front side. So here's the question. So the value of the White House, which sits on 18 acres, is 55,000 square feet. It has 132 rooms, 32 baths, a tennis court, a basketball court, and a library among its many amenities. So based upon Zillow's estimate, how much do you think the White House is actually valued at? And I'll give you 15 seconds. All right, you ready? The correct answer? A, $423,594,800. All right, let me see. Let's go to the next question. What does a red front door mean? So a red front door can mean different things, for different countries. So specifically, the country that I'm looking at is Scotland. So simply, some homeowners in Scotland paint their front door red in order to signify, would that be A, just simply means welcome. B, to show everyone that the owner and his family are friendly to visitors and prepared to offer a warm meal and shelter from bad weather. Or C, they've paid off their mortgage. 15 seconds. All righty, and the answer is C, means that they've actually paid off their mortgage. Just a little note, if you actually see a red door, typically that is a feng shui tradition. B, it shows that the owner, for B is that the owner of the back in the day, early settler days, that visitors prepared and offered for a warm meal and shelter from bad weather. That was actually an early American tradition, because what it was is that, they didn't have hotels. They didn't have signs that said vacancy. So settlers would actually paint their doors red, which was kind of like a sign for them to be able to say, hey, please feel free to come on in and stay with us. We have warm food for you and a nice bed. All righty, third question. This is Charles Pretty Boy Floyd. And for those of you all that have know of Floyd Mayweather, the boxing champ, when he got started at first, this is where he got his name from. You remember, it was Floyd Pretty Boy Floyd. But this is the actual Pretty Boy Floyd. So let's get into his question. All right. Charles Pretty Boy Floyd was a Great Depression era gangster who was viewed positively by the general public because when he robbed banks, he A, would destroy mortgage documents, B, he would give away some of the money to help the poor people in the community, or C, he would help bring notoriety to the community because curious families would visit the bank he robbed, which would help stimulate that community's economy. All right, 15 seconds. All right, and the correct answer is A. He actually would destroy the mortgage documents on the banks that he robbed, which actually freed many citizens of their debt. Because remember, there was no computers back then, so if they didn't have that piece of paper, they couldn't prove that they owed the bank money. Now, literally, just so you know, Robin Hood is actually a term that is in the Oxford American English Dictionary that is actually a definition for someone who would steal money from the rich and actually give to the poor. And then just notoriety, just, means unfavorable publicity or distinction, but literally, like people say, there's no such thing as bad press, all right? And then the very last question, and then we will get started. Did you guys know that land is actually for sale on the moon? That is actually a thing. You can actually buy an acre of land on the moon for A, $299.95 per acre, B, $29.95 per acre, or C, $2,995.95 per acre. 15 seconds. All right, and the actual answer is B, $29.95 per acre. So some people say, how can you buy land on the moon? Back in 67, there was actually a space treaty that stipulated that no government or nation can own extraterrestrial property. But of course, there's always someone that will find a loophole some way, somehow. And actually, what it neglected to say in the treaty is that individuals or corporations cannot buy extraterrestrial property. So literally, you can go and buy an acre of land on the moon because of that. And actually, lunarland.com is the official website to be able to purchase that land. And just so you know, there's been more than 600 acres of land on the moon that belongs to millions of people around the world, including celebrities such as Barbara Walters, Tom Cruise, John Travolta, Nicole Kidman, even former presidents Ronald Reagan, Jimmy Carter, and George W. Bush actually own land on the moon. So if you're looking for some cheap land, $29.95 an acre. It's pretty good. Actually, at that lunarland.com, they actually have freaking packages where they're like, okay, 1 acre for $29.95. If you want to buy, 10 acres, they have like different levels of packages. So I just kind of thought that was interesting. All right, guys. So let's see. We are at 11:08. I'm going to go ahead and get into the program. So. All righty. Can you all see the screen? All right. So here's the thing. I don't want to I want to be respectful of everyone's time. So if you know, and if you've heard about the DIVVY program, just know that, you can log off if you choose to, but just so you know, there have already been some changes to the program literally within the past couple of weeks. It is a great program that I'm going to share with you all. So let's just go ahead and let's get started. All right, so DIVVY is literally opening doors, making homeownership accessible for everyone. When I say DIVVY has literally changed the game in the name of real estate, it is amazing what this company is actually doing. So literally with DIVVY, they literally have figured out the puzzle to be able to help people become homeowners by helping them rent out the home that they would love to be able to buy, save up for the down payment, and then buy their dream home. And it really is that easy with DIVVY. Now, obviously, there are certain parameters, and literally these are the parameters. I did this presentation literally about 2 weeks ago, and the parameters have already changed because this market is so crazy. This market is just a beast right now. So let's just kind of get into the parameters of it. Hold on, let me see if there's some more people trying to get in right now. Sorry, guys. All right. Okay. All right. So far, what has actually changed? DIVVY they have a maximum price. That's one of the parameters. There's a maximum price and there's a minimum price point that they will actually purchase the home for. So the maximum price now is $400,000. The minimum home price right now is at $130,000 for a home. Now, when we talk about the minimum price range, there are certain caveats. In other words, homes that DIVVY will not buy. They're not going to buy modular homes, trailer homes, mobile homes, condominiums. They cannot buy fixer-uppers. They will not buy handyman specials. The homes have to be move-in ready. However, what they will buy are single-family homes, and they will also buy townhomes. Now, there is a minimum credit score that you have to have in order to utilize DIVVY. Now that credit score is a 550. Now let's just kind of talk about credit scores, because a lot of people don't know that different companies pull from different repositories. And what I mean by that is if you see your credit score on Credit Karma, it's one score, but then you go to Experian and that's a totally different score. That's because Credit Karma, for instance, they actually pull from what they call the Vantage Score. It's called Vantage Score 3.0. And that's what car dealerships typically pull from when they're trying to get you a car loan. DIVVY actually pulls from the repository, which is called Vantage Score 3.0. That's what mortgage companies will pull from. And it is Vantage Score 3.0 is a lot more conservative than Vantage Score 2.0. So just to kind of give you a barometer, if you go on Credit Karma, if your credit score is at least a 600 or a 610, on Vantage Score 2.0, your credit score will probably be right at about a 560, 570, maybe even a 580. So that's how you can kind of tell where you are as far as utilizing DIVVY. But the thing of it is, even if you don't, you say, I don't have a Credit Karma account, that's fine. You don't have to. You can still literally put in the apply at DIVVY, and they will tell you what your, if the reason why you were declined was because of your credit score, then you will definitely know. All right. And you can kind of figure out, okay, maybe I'm not at a 550. Then I just say, just go to Credit Karma and just kind of see where exactly you are. But DIVVY also helps you by turning your rent payment into a down payment. Now, guys, this is amazing. Literally a portion of your rent payment that you make every single month actually goes into an interest-bearing checking account to help you save up for the down payment. And it's approximately a quarter of your rent that you're paying, or about 25% of the rent that you are paying that will actually go towards the down payment. Now, how to qualify for the program. Okay, this is what you need to do. First and foremost, again, a FICO score, it has to be a minimum of a 550, but DIVVY uses the Experian 2.0. So you don't have to worry about TransUnion or Equifax. It's the Experian 2.0, and it is a soft credit check. As far as the income, because this market is so crazy right now, literally you need to be making at least $50,000 or about $4,200 per month in order to really find a home that you're really going to like. You can use additional sources of income, guys. You can use child support, alimony, Social Security. You can even use your VA benefits to help boost up your buying power. Employment, you just have to be continuously employed for at least 3 months. It used to be 6 months, but DIVVY has changed that to 3 months because, of COVID and how hard it has been for people with jobs. So it only has to be for 3 months, but it does not have to be with the same employer. You can have different employers. They just don't want to see a gap in your work history. And then as far as your savings, you would need to have at least $5,000 to $7,000 in your savings account in order to have that down payment included. Now, let me be very clear. You only need 2% or $2,000 minimum in order to be able to qualify for the program. But once you find a home, you're going to need at least $5,000 to $7,000 in your account in order to be able to purchase that home. And you can use your savings, your 401k, you can use your IRA, and I'll definitely get into that in just a little bit. They also will perform a background check. So when they do the background check, they're just simply looking to determine your rental history and your criminal background. Now, if you had a criminal background, they just want to evaluate the recency and the severity of any convictions that you may have had. And then your DTI, which stands for debt to income. Your debt to income can be up to 50% of your income. So just for easy math, let's just say you make gross $5,000 per month. When you go to write out your bills, and this does not include your rent, so don't include your rent payment. When you go to write out your bills, your credit card, your child support, alimony, student loans, any of those things, it cannot come to more than $2,500 per month. So no more than 50% of your debt can actually be more than your income. Does that make sense, guys? Yeah, okay. All righty. So let's talk about the documentation that DIVVY is going to need. Number one, again, they have to do a credit check. It's a soft credit pull. So you're going to have to give them your Social Security number, and it is on a secured site. Income verification, again, you're going to need to have your pay stubs that will need to be uploaded. If you want to use additional documentation like the child support, if you want to use not only the child support, but like alimony, upload all of that documentation so that they can get you qualified for the amount that you think you're going to be comfortable at. Background check, you just need to sign to give DIVVY permission to do a background check. Your identity verification, it just has to be a form, a government ID, whether that's your driver's license or if it's going to be your passport. And then proof of funds. Now, here's how DIVVY makes it really easy. You know, back in the day, what you would have to do is go to your bank account, print out your bank statements, your most recent bank statements. Then you had to scan it in, and then you had to upload it in order to be able to send someone that information. You can still do that, but DIVVY makes it a lot better and a lot easier where you can just connect your bank account so DIVVY can go ahead and see it and get your proof of funds that way. But here's the thing, I don't understand why it is so difficult for people to upload their documentation. That's the part that takes the longest. Understand, once you get those documents uploaded, DIVVY can go ahead and get your approval. Now, this is the budget breakdown. Now, I'm going to spend a little time on this particular slide because this is the #1 question that people ask me, which is, Anise, how much does it cost in order to rent a $130,000 home, a $200,000 home, or a $300,000 home? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to concentrate mostly on the $200,000 home. So remember I said you're going to have to put 2% down. So on a $200,000 home, you're going to need to put down $4,000. Now, when you put down that $4,000, once the seller accepts your offer, you need that $4,000 within the next 3 days in order to be able to use and to move forward in the process. One thing that you're going to need to do, you're going to need the $4,000 to show in your account in order for you to get approval for that home. But no matter what time of the month you all close, unless you're closing on the first of the month, we'll put it like this, you're going to have to pay 1 full month rent. Let's just say you close on a home September 28th. DIVVY will still require that you pay 1 full month rent. Let's just say when you close on the home, you close on the 15th of the month. You will have to pay a prorated amount. So no matter what, you have to pay that full amount plus the prorated amount. And then you have your home savings that is included in that that you're going to have to pay as well. So literally, in order to move into a $200,000 home, you're going to have approximately $7,082.50, just so you can have a barometer of where you need to be. Again, you only need $2,000 to qualify, but once you want to purchase a home, this is what you're going to need to have. If it's a $130,000 home, you're going to need about $4,910.50. If you're trying to buy a $300,000 home, you're going to need about $9,750. Make sense? Now, approximately 25% of your rent is going to go, like I said, into an interest-bearing checking account, and this is going to help you save over time for your down payment. But here's the great thing about DIVVY, guys. You are not obligated to buy back the home. This is what I love about this program as well. So let's just say it's been 3 years and it's time for you to buy back the home. But after 3 years, you're like, this neighborhood has gone downhill. I don't know. I don't want to buy this home. Or you and your neighbor are just at it. You cannot stand your neighbor. Or simply, you've just fallen out of love with the house. DIVVY says, okay, that's fine. You don't have to buy back the home. But what they will do is they will keep the 2% that you use as a down payment. They will keep that as a relisting fee. The money that you had saved up in your interest-bearing checking account, that goes back to you. They don't keep that. So understand, not only did you go through DIVVY's credit repair program, which was absolutely free, they also give you back your savings. Now, what you could do, since now your credit score is where it needs to be in order to be able to obtain a loan, you're also going to have that money saved up for a down payment that they're going to give back to you. And just so I can't remember if I told you guys, with the credit repair company, now if your credit score is less than a 600, it is mandatory that you go through DIVVY's credit repair program. Again, it's absolutely free. But if your credit score is above 600, it's not mandatory for you to go through the program, but I highly recommend it. Number one, it's free. And then number two, the higher your credit score is when you go to obtain a mortgage, the lower your interest rate is going to be, which means it's going to be lower your mortgage payment. Okay, so once you all have uploaded your documents, it's going to take DIVVY, like I said, about 3 to 5 days in order to verify all of your information. Then what's going to happen is DIVVY's going to send you an email letting you know what your maximum monthly budget will be. So then this is where I come in, because I'm going to also be able to see what your maximum budget is. And what it's going, I'm going to ask you, hey, congratulations. Where do you want to live? How many bedrooms? How many bathrooms? What are your must-haves? Most importantly, what is your maximum monthly budget? Because DIVVY may give you a maximum budget, let's just say of $3,000, but you're like, I'm not comfortable paying $3,000 a month. Most people aren't comfortable going up to their maximum amount. Maybe your comfort level is $1,800 per month. That's okay. So what's going to happen once I get all of this information? I'm going to start sending you listings every day in your specific home search criteria, but for homes that can rent out for no more than $1,800 a month. Because remember, you're in charge of your budget. Now, this right here is what will happen once you come up and I start sending you listings. And let's just say you actually find a home that I've sent you. And you're like, I just love this home at 123 ABC Street, and I want to make an offer on this home. Not a problem. This is what you're going to receive from DIVVY once you all decide that you want to move forward with an offer. And this happens pretty quick, guys. Once you decide you want to make an offer, you're going to get something that looks just like this within the next 30 minutes to an hour, so that they can go ahead and make the offer that day. And this is an actual example of a home that was actually in Stockbridge, Georgia. Literally, this home was $200,000. So this is what DIVVY's going to send you. They're going to send this to you, and they say, okay, here's this home at $200,000. What we're going to budget for is for you to be able to save up 5% for a down payment within the next 3 years. However, what is going to be due within the next 3 days is your down payment of 2%. So $4,000. Then they're going to say, okay, your rent on this $200,000 home is going to be $1,605. The home savings, which is what goes into your interest-bearing checking account, is going to be $185. So your total amount for your rent is going to be $1,790 per month. Now, guys, this is non-negotiable. You have to pay DIVVY the $1,790. DIVVY will then take $1,605 and put it towards the rent, and then the $185 will go into the interest-bearing checking account for you. So your buyback savings is going to be $11,447. And I'll explain to you how I'll get to that in just a moment. So your cash out value is going to be $6,660. Now, how you get the cash out value, that home savings of $185 times 36 months, which is 3 years, will give you the $6,660. Now, remember, you had to put $4,000 down for the down payment. They give that back to you. So now that gives you a total payment of, for your down payment saved up, $10,660. But you're like, well, wait a minute, Anise, the buyback savings says $11,447. Remember, that money goes into an interest-bearing checking account. DIVVY also gives you the interest that is being made off of the money that's being saved up for you. Are you guys hearing what I'm saying? Most companies will keep that interest and put it in their pocket, but they are doing this for you and giving this money to you so you can have the maximum amount of money saved up for a down payment. I don't know any other company that's doing this. I really don't. If you guys know, put it in the chat and let me know who else is doing this, but I don't know of anyone else that's doing this, along with putting you in a free credit repair service. I know people, I've heard of Lexington Law. It's not free. I know it costs money for that. However, they're putting you in their credit repair company, in their credit repair program for absolutely free, and they're giving you your savings back if you choose you don't want to move forward with the purchase of the home. So that's going to be on the rental side. So let's talk about the buyback side, because you guys have two options in order to buy back this home. Number one, you can, if DIVVY says, if you buy this home back from us before 18 months, and they do have an algorithm of how they come up with the buyback price. They calculate it at a 4 to 5% appreciation rate. So that $200,000 home, if you decide to buy it back from DIVVY within 18 months, then you would buy it back for them for $212,780. However, if you buy back the home from them within 36 months, then the price would be $225,560. So let's talk about that for a second, because I've seen on some of the chats where people have said, oh no, DIVVY is really, really expensive. They charge you more than the 4 to 5% per month. And I just kind of cringe because it's not true. It's really simple math. You just have to know how compound interest works. So again, this was just in August of 2021. I don't know if you guys know this, but like I said, this market is a beast right now. Just over the past 12 months, appreciation on homes have averaged 8.7%. The last 12 months, 8.7. Guys, that is huge for an interest on your home. Over the last 10 years, if you just look at it, the average appreciation on a home in Georgia has been 5.7%. Again, DIVVY is only doing their appreciation at 4 to 5%. If you do the math, and you'll see within for that 36 months, that appreciation from 200,000 to 225,000 is about 4.5% appreciation per year. You are still coming out on the winning end using DIVVY's appreciation algorithm. They're not charging you 8.7% appreciation. They're not charging you 5.7. It's in between 4 to 5%. So this is just information that you will have, just so you know. This is how they come up with the buyback. Okay. So what happens is, once you all decide that you want to, you'll get this, and then once you decide you want to move forward with this offer, then DIVVY will make it. You have to sign off on it. DIVVY will then make the offer to the seller. If the seller accepts your offer, because it is an all-cash closing, DIVVY can actually close on the home within 14 days. You're able to move in the home on day 15. And then that's when you will be enrolled into the credit repair program. Also, your savings will start as well. So just to recap DIVVY in a nutshell, they're going to rent the home back to you for a maximum of 3 years. Now understand, there isn't a minimum amount of time that you need to buy back the home from DIVVY. Let's just say you're able to buy back the home from them within 10 months. That's fine. There is no prepayment penalty. You just have to pay the agreed upon buyback price. And I actually had a buyer. Oh my gosh, she got approved for FHA. Literally, we made 11 offers. They were all over ask price, and we didn't ask for a dime in closing costs. 11 times our offers got declined. So I said, you know what? Let's just go ahead and try DIVVY, because this will be an all-cash offer. This is going to help get your foot in the door, because sellers prefer all cash. Number one, there's no appraisal contingency. Number two, it can close more quickly, and they don't need to pay any closing costs. On the second offer that we made through DIVVY, her offer was accepted. She literally closed August 12th. Now understand, she has the credit score to get a mortgage. She has the down payment saved up in order to be able to obtain a mortgage. It's just that she was getting beat out on all cash offers. And this is where DIVVY came in and changed the entire game for her. So literally what she said is, when Anise, once she closed, when can I actually buy back the home from DIVVY? How long do I have to wait? My recommendation is wait at least 30 to 60 days, because remember, there's all this paperwork that you have to sign at the closing table. It has to go to the courthouse to be recorded at the recorder's office. Because of COVID, no one's really back at work full time. So it's going to take a little time for that to be recorded at the courthouse. So I would say give it 30 to 60 days. And within the next 30 to 60 days, she's going to go ahead and obtain the mortgage. Now, the one thing you need to know is that DIVVY is not a mortgage company, guys. That's not what they do. However, I'm a realtor. I know of a mortgage lender that I can send you to when it's time for you to go ahead and buy back the home from DIVVY. So I can help you on that front. So pretty much, guys, that is DIVVY in a nutshell. And definitely take a screenshot or use your phone so you can have my phone number in case you have any questions. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and if you guys have any questions for me, go ahead and unmute yourself, because I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you may have. So go ahead and ask away. All righty, guys. Well, if there's no questions, and understand there aren't any bad questions, okay? If you have any questions, feel free to go ahead and ask. But if not, guys, it has been a pleasure. I hope you found this information helpful. I hope that if you have any questions, hey, Justin, Go ahead. If you missed the introduction, like I said, give me a call. Take a copy, photo, a picture, I'm sorry, of my phone number on here and give me a call, and I'll be more than happy to help you. Also, if you guys are interested in signing up using DIVVY, if you want to go ahead and text me, just go ahead and text me interested, and I will send you the link to be able to start your application. Or if, because I know cell phones are a little small, if you go ahead and text me interested and then put your email address, then I can go ahead and email you. I know you'll need for me to email you the link. Okay. All righty, everyone. It has been wonderful. If you have any questions, like I said, definitely feel free to give me a call, and I hope to be speaking with you guys soon. Have a great day, guys.